Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe and let's hop in very quickly. So the idea of the video is talk and compare a little bit on the F-16A, well, it's the version that we got in game, against the MiG-29, obviously the 913 version that we have in game right now. How they are balanced towards each other in the matchmaking. How they are flying against each other, because in a 1v1, I mean, there is many factors that you can consider on it, but when it comes to it, the real life matches or the real matchmaking matches are the ones that matter the most, right? And yeah, we have some interesting things that were added during the start of the year to actually have these aircraft be more comparable to each other, and you had the fixes on the radar of the F-16, which is still a little bit wrong, but still, especially on the MLU, right? The ranges on it are fixed on the ADFs, and also, of course, the MiG-29 receiving the R-370R, which made it a lot more capable in the BVR engagements, right? So as I said, what it comes down to it is the normal matchmakings, how they are faring against each other, and it is even hard to even compare it right now, even like 2 months after the patch. It is kind of hard just due to one reason. We don't have a lot of MiGs flying around, man, to be honest. We do have them, but it's not that many. To be honest, it's really limited. You see a lot of MiG-23s, you see a lot of MiG-21s. On the other side, you also have a lot of other aircraft like Phantoms and F-5s and others, but you see a lot more of the F-16A and a lot more of the F-14. So right there, you can already have kind of an unbalancing factor. I mean, of course, it is kind of balanced right now because we have mixed matchmaking. So you will probably have F-16s flying together with you with a MiG-29 and against you anyway, right? So everybody kind of has an F-16 right on their team. So it kind of balances out on that sense. But for the performance of the aircraft itself, it's kind of funny because, as I said, the MiG-29 feels a lot more capable, in my opinion, than the F-16. But the F-16 has one little thing that makes it a lot better on the sense of normal players getting into it and flying around and having better performance on it, which is the easiness, if you want to call it, of the flight of the F-16. The F-16 is so easy to fly that anybody can actually go inside a match and use the 9Ls and kill people. It's just very easy. You have some things to consider, but it's not an aircraft that breaks itself. It doesn't break its wing. Of course, it has compression, but it doesn't break. It has a good amount of flare, so it's survivable at least. The radar is not something amazing, but it's not bad. It's just very easy to use. It has only 2 modes. And the blindness of it's pretty good on the blind speeds and stuff. Sensitivity on that, it's pretty alright. So yeah, it has the Vulcan. It has many factors to it. The fuel, it is a little bit better than the MiG-29, although I am using that just 20 minutes on both of them, and it seems fine for 99% of the battles anyway. But yeah, but what I mean is that the F-16 is, even though it is technically worse than the MiG-29, it has so much more potential because it is easy to fly, which was not a thing that I was actually considering. I didn't thought on that factor. I actually thought that it would be the other way around. I really thought that the MiG-29 would just stomp everything from the get-go when it was added. But the F-16 is like a modernized F-5, right? So with that, you can kind of like just hop in and fly and get kills. I already did a lot of videos flying around the ADFs, the MLU, the normal Block 10s, the nets, and the American one. All of them are just hopping into a game and get an ace. It's just such an easy aircraft to fly that anybody can do it. And that's the factor of it. As I said, an experienced player, and this can be even used, to be honest, with the MLD as well, against the F4 even, or even the F14. The MLD also has this kind of this syndrome of a complex radar with different types of modes that you have to learn, together with the wings and all sorts of those things that you have to learn. And the F-14 has a degree of that, but it is a little bit easier, it feels like, right? And the MiG-29 is the same. It is superior to the F-16. It has more range on the radar. The radar is more capable, it is stronger radar in general, right? The sensitivity of it is pretty amazing. It has medium PRF modes together with high PRF modes depending on the situation. So you have the most amount of radiation bouncing back from an aircraft that you're trying to hit. So on the BVR department, it's pretty good. It has the same missile amount, but the R-27ER, it feels a lot better than the AIM-7F. In my opinion, it's a missile that it's amazing. It has an incredible time to target of just like a couple of seconds sometimes. I mean, it's just a so fast accelerating missile that, yeah, it's amazing. You have the R-60Ms still, which, yes, they tend to be a little bit harder to use than the AIM-9L, but I feel like they are a lot more, I don't know, if you know how to use them, they will be better than the AIM-9L. But that's the thing, you gotta like really learn how to use them. The cannon is the same. The cannon is amazing, and I think it's even better than the Vulcan, but it has low ammunition, so you really need to learn how to use it. The air brake, everything, the power, the fuel, it has a lot of consumption. The radar specifically has a lot of modes and stuff, so it is a very, very good aircraft, better than the F-16 in almost every single way. But it's a complex aircraft, and you have to learn what it is a HDN mode or the high PRF modes, right? You have to learn how to use the R-27ERs or the Ts if you want to use them. You have to learn how to use the R-60M. You have to learn how to use the cannon, all the weapon systems. You don't have a lot of flares. It produces a lot of heat as well. So even though it is technically a better aircraft overall, it is a much more complex aircraft, and that means a difficult aircraft to fly for new players, people that are still getting used to it. They, for example, if the guy is just jumping out of an F5 and goes for an F-16, it is basically the same type of gameplay style, right? While in the MLD to the MiG-29, even though it's technically the same, but they are so different from each other that the guy is probably not used to something like the MiG-29, and he gotta get used to it. So yeah, it has a learning curve. I always say that, and I will continue to say that. I don't think it needs more stuff to be more competitive, you know, the MiG-29s. But the thing is, not right now, but once we get more stuff like an F-15, like an Su-27, stuff like that, people normally enjoy more this aircraft than the aircraft that we have right now, for example. People tend to have more of a fan base on the F-15 and the Su-27 than the F-16 and on the MiG-29, I feel like. It might be wrong, at least on the F-16, but on the Su-27, I know people like more the Su-27 than the MiG-29, right? And with the MiG-29, in the future, when we get more of these stuff, more of these advanced aircraft, it will be an aircraft that most people will not play, I think. And once you see one in a battle, you gotta watch out. I think that's going to be the major thing in the future, because the guy that is flying that thing is more likely to be more of a veteran player that it's playing for a very long time and know everything about that aircraft, and it will destroy you no matter what aircraft you are using, even it's a 15 or 16 or anything like that. But right now, you see a lot of people doing a lot of mistakes, people getting used to the radar, and it's just, yeah. And if you are having troubles with that, I have plenty of videos on the MiG-29 as well to help you out. But yeah, in my opinion, the F-16, even though the MiG-29 is technically superior, the F-16 has a lot more potential just for the easy way that it flies. Just hop in and fly and get kills. Especially the Block 10s, man. They have just the 9Ls. You can turn off the radar if you want to and use it as an F5. It's an amazing aircraft for that. And I didn't like the F-16 until it was added to War Thunder, to be honest. Because now I actually can see the appeal that an F-16 has. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think about this matter. If you think that they are balanced right now. If you think that more stuff needs to be added for these two countries, especially the USSR and the USA. I don't think it does. We need to fill out some holes first, like the DV, like the German MiG-29 and others. But still, in the future, we will see more stuff that will probably make these aircraft obsolete. So I cannot wait to see that, because it will change the meta again. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, and bye guys. See you.